Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. So this is going to be the next part on the Gelli Plate. I'll link the video before this. What we did was we put down paint on our Gelli Plate, and then we stamped in just some random stamps, and we let it dry. This dried overnight. You can let it dry for an hour. It'll, as soon as it's dry, I mean, these dry very quickly, so probably 15 minutes really, but I'd probably give it an hour. This is completely dry. It is completely dry. So we're going to put another coat of paint on here. This will be our second layer. And I think I'm going to do, let's do a metallic. Let's do some metallic green. This is Folk Art Metallic Pear Dew. And I'm just going to squirt it on. Now you can do, of course, any color that you have or that you want. And I'm just going to brush it on. You can use your roly-poly too if you want. I'm just going to real quick. You want it all covered if you can. Just so you could experiment and try this for yourself. And then, of course, you can do whatever way you want if you don't want to put it all the way around. But that's it. I'm just going to kind of cover up a little bit there, and then I'm going to take another stamp, or you could use a stencil. Let me see. I know I have my stencils around here. Let's just grab a stencil. I'm just going to grab this stencil and I'm going to set there, and let's wipe off. These holes might be a little small. No, they're good. So we're just going to wipe off some of that paint that we just laid down. Now it might make your other paint underneath get a little wet. It's not going to bother nothing. It's all for the fun. So you see how we have that? And let's do it here. Just quick wipe. Move your paper towel each wipe. All right, give that a quick wipe off. And just going to do a little bit of word stamping. It's going to be backwards. When I print it, I'm not worried. I just want the texture. Wipe that off. And I'm going to take and just make some dots. Randomly, nothing big. Okay. Alright. Okay, and then we're going to let this dry and we'll go on to the next layer. Okay guys, we're on to the next part of this. As you can see, it's all dry. Yeah, a little bit wet right there. Not going to worry about it though. Maybe my hand has glue on it. No, it's good. Okay, so I'm going to put a lighter color on now. And the color I'm going to put on is yellow. And I'm just going to squirt it on the same way, just a little bit. Like that. I'm going to take my roly-poly and roll it. Just rolling on again. You don't have to put it all the way to the edges if you don't want. I am just for sake of doing this, but plus I always have a heavy hand with the paint. Alright, so we got the yellow on. See, it covers up and also goes blurry. It covers up. And I'm just going to use this little stamp. It's nothing too major. And I'm just going to stamp in different places. And it's going to have paint on it. Now, again, I tell you guys, do as I say, not as I do. Get out your art journal or a piece of printer paper even and stamp off, because it makes a great mixed media background of all the cast off, of all the paint. But you could tell the more paint that gets on the stamp, the less. Okay, so that's all I'm going to use on that. And then this is just a stamp I got. The wonderful Linda Chilcott, bless her soul, rest in peace, Linda, who I loved and still love, got me a bunch of stamps a long time ago. So I'm going to put these in there. see if we can get any imprints from that. Doesn't look like it, but it's gonna lay it all over. Anything we get, any print we get is gonna be good. But you can see it's picking up the color. Let me see on a piece of paper. Let's see. Yeah, it's pretty though. See the stamp? That'd be great in the back of the mixed media background. I'm going to keep it out and we'll use this again. Let me stamp this, make sure all the ink's off of that. Yep. Okay. And then I'm going to take the back part of a pen. You can use anything, the back part of your paintbrush. And again, just some dots. You can give it a turn if you want to, if you want them to be a little distorted. You also could write with it or draw a little heart if you want. Now it's starting to dry, so that's all we're going to do on that layer. Very cool. And we're just going to let that dry, and then we're going to do one more layer, and then I'm going to show you the trick or trick. So I will see you in the next part of the video. Okay guys, this is the next layer, which will be the last layer that I have to let dry, and then we will, I'll come back with the last part of this. So I'm just going to take some red, doesn't matter what you have, I'm going to put it around. Okay, I'm going to take my roly-poly, roly-poly. I really need to soak this to get all the ickies off of it, but let's just put the paint on the jelly plate. Paint on the jelly plate. Let's paint on the jelly plate. Okay. So as you can see, we have our red everywhere. All right, so before it dries, I'm gonna just stamp some stuff in it randomly, nothing major. Just stamp, stamp, stamp. And when you're stamping and you notice that it's not stamping anymore, you can see it's because of this. I'm just gonna put it on this to get some of this paint off. It's good to use your mouse pad or something smushy so it gets, you know, you can push it down. Let's do some words. Just for more texture, not for anything specific. All right, stamp that off. And I don't know, this is just music notes. Just gonna give it a little here and there. All right, stamp this off, get that extra off. Cute, cute, cute. I'm gonna use that later. And then this, which doesn't have a lot of texture in it, so I don't know what it's gonna do. Oh, it's gonna rip some of it off. And we don't want that. Okay, so I think the paint's drying. And that is that last step. That's the last bit we're gonna put on there. And then when we come back, I will have, we'll do the little playing around. Okay, we're on the last thing. So this is fun. Take clear tape. Now I have packing tape here, Scotch shipping tape. I don't know, because I ship a lot of stuff out. So I always have this around, but you could, I mean, you know, even though clear tape, you know, is very thin, you could layer it over each other, you know, if that's all you have, if you want to play around. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some tape. I want it to be a little longer than the jelly plate itself. Oh, tornado behind me. All my stuff fell that I just piled there. All right, so I'm just going to keep taking tape, just leaving a little overhang, and I'm going to overlap it a little bit so they're touching. Do like this. Now you can do the whole piece. I'm just going to do 2 separate pieces. So the whole piece, I'm going to do on this side as well. And you don't have to go straight across. You can go up and down. You can go whatever way you want. So one more to show you. A little overlap. Okay, so then you want to push down that tape so it makes contact. Sometimes there's little bubbles, not often, I mean, you know. Then take your tape and pull it. Now, I'm not getting a lot of deliciousness underneath here. I think I used more colors than I should have that were more blendable, but you see where I'm going at here. So think about the fun stuff you can do. And you get all these special little pieces that you could use in your art journal or in your mixed media. Now, again, you can see not great colors, but you see the gist of what I'm trying to do. And I'm going to take, you see I have like a little bit of this tape left. I'm just going to go pick apart where I want to peel off, put the tape there, and pull it off. Now you can see there where some of that came up, where that nice part of the, here's another little piece of all the layering. And you can do one color and leave it dry. It's like waxing. So now this is, you can see there's still little stickies on here. So if you want, you can go set it down where it's sticky on the tape. Not much paint over here. And pull it up and it'll pull up parts. And then you go again. Another part. And just keep doing that. And you get this delicious, like I said, you can put this in your art journal, glue it down, that starts a background. But you can do, I mean, like I said, you can do it different ways. You can do, I'll tell you what, let's do this. Let's do something simple. I don't want yellow. I want, what color do I want? What color do I want? Let's do a little of the pink. Let's do this. I'm gonna, okay, well, it's not gonna come out of there. All right, well, that's not gonna work. So we're not using pink. Let's just use some blue. All right, let's just do a little blue here. All right, that's a lot of blue there, Kel. All right, I'm gonna do one more thing here. I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna put it over the red as well. Just kind of roll it over. Okay, and then I'm going to mark this like this. I'm going to scrape off that. And then I'm going to, where'd my thing go? Let me just do this one. I'm just put some words in there. But what I'm going to do this time is, and I'm going to stamp off on my plastic I have here because it's just going to add some more dimension if you want it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scraper here and I'm going to scrape because you really want a lot of, you want it to be as opaque, not opaque, I'm sorry. You want it to be as transparent as you can make it. And you'll see in a second. I'll do all this now so you guys can see it. All right. Okay, so that color's on it. This is drawing very fast, which is what we want. Let's do, we'll do a bright green. Well, no, that's blue. No, let's not do green. Let's see, does this work? This is my distressed paint. Distress paint isn't, I think it's permanent, but it's going to be on the tape, so it's okay. So let's see. We're just doing our own little kind of pattern here. Down here. I'm going to rub it on. Okay. Just gonna do some dots everywhere. All right, just playing, just playing. So you can see that. Now that has to dry, and I didn't think I was gonna have to come back again, but I will. I'm just gonna edit all these together. I have some tape here that I can pull up. Let's pull up here. And just push that tape down. Pull it up. Yeah, you can see some of that color coming up. Look on that side. Oh, the fun, the fun, the fun. All right, I'll be back again, and then we will pull one more print, and I'll show you how fun, and then that's the exciting part. Okay, bye. Okay, guys, last part of the video. So I'm going to take my tape like I did in the prior video, and I'm just going to lay it down with a little tip at the end to pick up with, and I'm going to give it a push, and then another one. This time I'm going to do over here. Okay. And then I'm going to do one more down here, just to show you guys a different way. Maybe I'll do it this way. I'm going to have that go up. And you can have bubbles in it. It doesn't matter. It just gives it more texture. I, for some reason, folded the end of that one. And then just give them a push down. Nope, push down the tape, not the... I'm going to do one more piece there. So we have a double. I love doing this. I love it. All right, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to take my... There we go. Give it all a roll. And then let's pull this one up. See how cool that looks? Now you'll see when we turn it over on paper. I'll show you. Just let me pull these up. All right, let's pull these ones up. Yeah, look at that. You have that side, but look at this. Oh, I love grunge. Grungy, grungy, grungy. All right, and then let's do this one. Okay, that's that side. And then that's the other side. So as you can see, even on the side, you know, the top part of it, you get such great. All right, so I'm not going to, well, let's do that piece. All right. You know, I can sit here all day and play. I rhymed. I can sit here all day and play. Okay, let's hope I can edit all this together because I don't do that. I don't do it. Oh, yeah, look at that. Okay, so we have our pieces here. I'm going to move this little bad boy. Now I'm going to leave that on there because the next time I use it, I can get all this deliciousness up with my paints. Okay, so let me grab a piece of paper, piece of paper, piece of paper. Oops, I can't grab the paper. Okay, I got the paper. Okay, now let's look how cool. Okay, so this piece, I'm just going to tape it right there. I just left the little stickies. Look at that as a background. I'm going to move in a minute. 1 second, she said. 1 second. Okay. Then, look. Look how, why am I blurry? Why? Stay there. I'm building a mixed media background. Now, you see on this one, it came up a little bit different. I did this one a little bit different. I left a little bit more. But here's the great thing. You can just use this like this and add it in because, you know, it gives you that more a contrast, or you can use it this way. Either way, you can use it. But if you want to add a little bit more, just take your stamp pad that you have, and you can stamp on this. You can write on this. You can add a little bit more color once it's off. It's no big deal. Excuse me. Ooh. Excuse me. All right, let's add some of this. Now this is that delicious background. That is red. I'm going to use this as a background for an ATC, I think. And then let's just lay this bad boy. Look how cute that looks, that side. That is that side. I'm going with this side because I like it. Now I will glue it down with Mod Podge. Now it's still a little sticky on the sides, which is no big deal. You can just cut them off. You can use decorative scissors and make, you know, good edges. And look, well, this one's being a little thing there. Let me turn this under just so it'll stick for now so you guys can see it. And look. All right, Flippy Floppy, just stay there, would you? Always has to be one that has to rebel against me. So look, let me move this back. Move it back, move it back. All right, look. Look at those colors. I can cut ATC cards out. I got backgrounds and then I can work on top of it. Very cool. So that's something else you can do. And you could do this with your, you know, your foam piece too. Do some, you know, colors, pull it up. Try not to get the cat hair in it that's on your shirt, apparently. Apparently. Look how cool. Oh, I love it. That's going to be a great ATC background. So I'm going to glue this down, and I'll probably do a speed through ATC card with these or something. So, you know, I really don't want to put it this way because I'm not, I mean, either way is nice. I like that white that comes through. Now remember, you can paint your paper with acrylic paint or watercolor or whatever, or use the colored piece of paper, cardstock, whatever you want. Look how cool. That is fantastic. I know, I love playing and doing that kind of thing. And again, we have these. These will go on an ATC card as well. And the only thing, like I said, I'm going to do on these is stamp a little bit of something, or I might even draw something on here. So that's a little, I'm thinking about that right now. And I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but I wanted to show you all this. And I want to know what you guys think. If you guys have tried this, if you guys have other techniques for your Gelli plate, I want to know. Very exciting, very exciting. So leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think. Let me know if you've tried anything like this, or if you've gotten, you know, done something that's maybe out of the ordinary with a product that, you know, isn't supposed to be used with it. But I mean, you know, if it works, it works. And give me a thumbs up if you like seeing these kind of videos. And as always, be kind to each other. You never know what battles somebody else is fighting. And I love you guys. Bye, guys.